What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mr. Albert Lopez channel. My name's Albert Lopez. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for clicking in today's video. Today we're going to be talking about a line that is used typically when you're shooting for big goals, when you're shooting for one of your huge goals that normally is going to take more than a few weeks, more than a couple months, maybe something that's going to take you a year, 2 years, 5, 10, 15, 25 years. And that's the classic line that I'm sure you've heard that says, set yourself up for success. Now, I have also found that that line should be used for smaller, day-to-day, short-term goals. And this actually happened to me a couple of days ago where I used that line and was reminded by my wife. She reminds me of a lot of things. And let me tell you kind of what happened. And just as a reminder, too, that the titles that I come up with for these videos, I have a list of titles that are my go-to list in case I don't have anything to talk about. They're great titles. They're great topics. I can't wait to talk about them. But funny enough that I tried to live in maybe overused lately, but in the moment. I try to condition myself to have a high level of awareness and paying attention to everything that's happening in the moment of what it is that I'm doing. The result of that is that I'm paying attention. And by paying attention, I'm able to observe and learn and really appreciate the things that happen, whether it's accomplishment or learning opportunities or situations or, oh, I've been here before. I've been in this jam before. I've been in this conversation before. I've been in this discussion before. But I'm paying attention, and most of the time, if not all these videos that I've been doing lately come by paying attention to these moments. And then I remember, like, that's a good topic to talk about. This just happened. Sometimes I'll have 2 or 3, 4 things that happen in the course of a couple of days. So there's 4 titles that I got to come on here and chit chat with you guys. And this happened exactly that way. This happened in the course of 2 days. Let me tell you what happened. Yesterday, we'll start with yesterday. Yesterday, I was ready to record my podcast. It was later in the evening, and I was ready to record my podcast. I wasn't going to do a YouTube video just yet. I was going to do that one actually the day after. But yesterday, I was ready to go. I was like, okay, let's go ahead and record this podcast. I'm excited. I'm good to go. But I was also very, very tired. I was mentally tired. I was physically kind of, burned up a little bit. I was a little tired. I'm not gonna say I was huge tired. I didn't dig no trenches or anything like that, but I was pretty tired. Just doing the up and down, going up and down, doing the tasks that need to be done. It was a long day, and then towards the end is when it really got a little frustrating and real like, oh man, I had some issues. But because I was able to complete everything and finish those issues, I kind of had the excitement of ready to record my podcast. Let me tell you what happened. The previous day before yesterday, I had sat down and I was ready to record my podcast, turned everything on, had my setup all dialed in, ready to go. Everything was on schedule like I like it to be when everything's working out real good. And I started recording. Matter of fact, the title that I was doing was one of the titles that I have written down as like my stock titles. I think I have like 5 or 6 of them written down. I'm yet to do one of those titles. Yesterday was the day that I was going to do it. Day before yesterday, actually. Day before yesterday was the day I had set up to do one of those titles. Great titles, by the way. And I sat there and I tore it up. Off the top, spitting some great subject. It was fun. It was fun to be able to just talk about those titles, and what I talked about was just great. It was an experience that I went through, and I wanted to share it. Everything was just going smooth, hella smooth. And when I was done, said my goodbyes, checked out, I usually go straight to upload the audio file onto Podcast World, and then I also record a video version of these podcasts. And I went to go check out the audio on the video version, and it was garbage. It was messed up. It had audio distortion. It had noise I don't know if we'd call it the background. It had noise. And it was horrible. Not worthy of doing anything with it, because it was completely distorted. It wasn't worth anything as far as the quality and making it sound real buttery and really nice. There was nothing there. So I was bummed. I was pretty bummed, and when I have situations like this that bum me out, I give myself a certain amount of time to be bummed, because it's an emotion. It's something that your body goes through to try to kind of repair itself and be bummed and be upset of whatever didn't go your way, whatever you didn't accomplish. It's normal. But I have found that if I give myself a certain amount of time to regroup, to be bummed, to gather my thoughts and gather my feelings, I give myself a period of time, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, whatever, depending, of course, on the severity of the hurt. I'm able to have a start and then a finish, and then it's done, and then we move forward to healing, we move forward to repairing, time to let the dust settle. So I was bummed, and I told myself, all right, here we go. You feel pretty bummed out. How much time are you going to give yourself to be bummed? Like, okay, 15 minutes? No, that's too long. 10 minutes? It's kind of borderline. I could, 5 minutes is cool. I'm cool with this. So I did. I put my head down. I was just like, all that work. I was pretty bummed out. I'll be honest with you. I felt like, oh man, 45 minutes of just chopping it up and spitting some dope ass just material, and it was a great story, and it was a good conversation, and imagine when you're telling like this B story to a loved one over the phone, and then when you're done, you're like, crazy, huh? Hello? And you don't know when they disconnected, but you've been chatting it up for like 20 minutes already, telling them your phenomenal story, and you don't even know how long ago the phone got cut. And then you maybe catch up with your friend again or whatever. It's like, oh, I missed the whole story, dog. It's like, oh man, you told it with so much passion, with so much enthusiasm, with so much excitement, because maybe the event had just happened, so you were feeling great. But they missed it. They missed all that. And yeah, I could tell you the rerun story, but it's not going to be the same. I was feeling all those emotions. 45 minutes, 35 minutes, whatever. It was about half hour, let's just say, we'll call it half hour. And nothing was recorded. I was like, oh. So all this, I'm reliving the moment. All these stories I was telling myself, all these, like, I can't believe it. Oh man, I'm so tired. I'm so bummed. All that work for nothing. 5 minutes were up. I got up and said, okay, choice time. What am I going to do? Like, I'm done. Done for the day. Let's roll. I shut everything down, put everything away, kind of arranged everything. Got my goal list. I have it sitting on my table, and wrote down as a task to do the next day was fix audio issue. Boom. Put a little asterisk on it to kind of give it a little highlight that's one of the top priorities tomorrow. So that was it for the day. I kind of walked into the room. I was like, man, I was so bummed. I shared it with my daughter and my wife, who were still in the kitchen. They were like, oh man, sorry to hear that. I was like, yeah, it's bummed me. It's tired. I kind of shared with them a little bit, but I didn't relive the 5 minutes of bummed out moments that I gave me. But I just kind of gave them the story, and in case they're wondering why I was kind of like down and why not a new episode was up yet. And then that was it. The next day, that was the goal. The next day was yesterday. The next day is like, all right, I'm going to get you. I'm going to figure you out. Once I get to the podcast part of the day, we're going to nail this. We're going to nail this issue. So I went about my day, handled what I needed to handle. We had a lot of tasks to do, had a lot of work to take care of, and knocked it out. Towards the end of the day, it was podcast issue time. I got in here. I started trying to recreate the problem. I already had thought about a couple of solutions. One of them was my main thing. Like, I know it's going to be this. I have a real strong feeling that it's going to be this. Because throughout the day, I would think, like, what could it be? What could it be? Is it the wires? I got to change wires. Should I try this? Should I swap that? Should I flip the wires around? Should I change the app? Reinstall an app? Interface this? Interface that? Whatever I was thinking. And then I just realized, that's right. Could be this, and I really think it is. I started with that, did some adjustments, and then it takes time to try to recreate the issue. So I'm like, okay, I gotta plug it in this way. Let's try it this way. Reboot the computer. Let's try it this way. Turn off the mic. Turn it back on. Let's try it this way. Let's flip the wire around and then do it this way. Let's turn on this app. Let's turn on multiple apps. Let's open multiple windows. Let's see if that does it. Let's see if that does. So after a good while of trial and error, your brain gets tired. Your mind gets tired of doing all this. But it's worked, and it was progress, and it had a measurable result. The fact that I was not coming up with this noise no more, which was really good. It made me feel really good, the fact that I think I solved it. Only time would tell at this point. I got to do maybe 24 episodes before I realize, okay, we're done with that pesky noise that's been bothering us. Or it's going to come up again, and then I got to come up with another solution. But as of yesterday, a couple of hours of working on this, like I said, trial and error, messing around, I couldn't recreate the noise. So I believe I solved it. I was very excited, and I was ready to record. I was like, boom, give me the mic, pull in the mic, give me my water, let's go. But before, you know what? I'm going to go wash my hands, I'm going to go wash my face, regroup a little bit, and then let my wife know I'll be done in about 30 minutes. I got it, I fixed it. Yeah, I was proud of myself. I had adrenaline was going. I was feeling good because I solved what had caused a sad moment the day before. So I walked out there, did my thing, grabbed my glass of water, and I told my lady, I was like, you know what? I'll be done in about half an hour. I'm going to go record this podcast real quick because I solved the problem. I was jazzed. And then she said the magic line, reminded me. She said, okay, she had her glass of wine and she was making her way towards the living room. She's like, congratulations. I'm glad you found it. I knew you'd do it. Good job. But remember, for the podcast part, set yourself up for success. Just make sure you're setting yourself up for success. I had a big grin on my face because I knew she was right. And I had forgotten about that. So the reminder was like, boom, perfect timing. I said, you know what? You're right. I'm going to set myself for success. And if setting myself up for success means that I'm going to record the podcast right now, then I'm going to go hit it and I'm going to record it and I'm going to do a bomb job. Or I may wait till tomorrow. I'll let you know. So I came in here, I got, I looked at the mic, I kind of looked at the setup right here, and I was like, all right, what am I going to do? And I was like, you know what? There's no deadline. No one's going to care whether I record and upload a podcast or not. I was going to do a message. Matter of fact, it was on the, these are my sheets. This was day before's message, the one that had the noise. And then I just turned it around and said, this situation that just happened is going to be the next episode. And I said, you know what? Like I said, I don't have a commitment to do a podcast. I don't have to do one that day or yesterday. There's no deadline. There's no nothing. I think I've completed the task, the goal that was set for today, which was to fix the sound issue, and I did that. That's it. That's it for today. I think setting myself up for success will be to be done. This is the time I usually finish anyways. Why force myself? Old school me, like I said, I would have, give me the mic. Let's knock out 5 podcasts today. Let's do 5 recordings and 3 YouTube videos. Let's roll. That would have been the old me. And it probably would have came out pretty darn good. It would have been worthy of uploading, and I would have felt good about it. I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's knock it out. Let's do it. And that was the old me. But through trial and error and time, I've learned to really appreciate patience and work on patience. And I had really asked, I think it was in my early 20s where I wish I really want more patience. I wish I had more patience. And through a lot of, kicks in the face and down for the count and, crawling uphill, I think I've gained patience. And I realized that patience really does work. Patience really does yield you better results. Obviously, it's not procrastination. There's a difference. There's patience and versus procrastination. I definitely want to get done. Hurry, but don't rush. And I decided to say, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to record today. I'm done. I'll record tomorrow. And matter of fact, I'll have more time. I'll have time to rest. I'll regroup. My hands ain't going to be tired from all this wire moving. Not that I use my hands to record, but still, though, I'll be nice and relaxed. Right now, I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to hang out with my family. I'm going to chill. Tomorrow I'll do all the tasks that I need to do during the day. And then I'll knock out the podcast in the evening. So I kind of tucked away. I had the time because I wasn't going to record. I had the time to put away the tools I took out, put them away and where they go, cleaned up, kind of looked around, see if anything else needed to get tidied up or cleaned up, wiped down a few things. We're good to go. Put all the extra wires that were dangling around, tucked them in, or dial it in, called it a night. Walked away. Next day, every time I'd walk by, I'd see my mic, I'd see the setup, say, oh, today we get to record and we're not going to have any issues. The issues of the sound distortion have been solved. Good job. We did that. Every time I walked by, I saw the mic and I was still thinking, oh, that's going to be a good episode. Throughout the day, I would think, oh, that's going to be a cool episode. It's going to be a cool episode because it's actually what just happened, which is what we're talking about right now. So when I came in today, and it was podcast time, it was YouTube video time, it was calm, it was chill, it was success. Because the day before, I set myself up to do a successful video, a successful podcast, which is what we're doing right now. 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, I was on the mic doing a podcast, telling the same story. Different file, different approach. That's the mic, that's the podcast version. But I was done. It was still early. I still had time. Let's do the YouTube version of this story. Let's roll. So I turned the camera on and here we are, doing the YouTube video of it. I'm not rushed. I'm not stressed out. I'm not tired. I'm not feeling any sort of way because of the issues that I had with the problem. I don't have tools laying around. Exactly what I wanted to happen is what happened. And it was a result of setting myself up for success. And that's what I wanted to share with anybody who watches this video. Set yourself up for success, not only for the big goals. It's really, really important to set yourself up for the big goals, but practice with these little goals. Practice with the things that maybe you forget, or the things that you often forget. Set yourself up to succeed with those things so you don't forget. When you set yourself up to achieve a goal, whether it's a goal that you're trying to succeed within a couple of hours, or you're trying to accomplish within a couple of hours, or a couple of days, you want to set yourself up and, first of all, choose the path of least resistance to get there, the straightest line. But you also want to prepare the tools that you may need. You may need to take 10 tools and only use 2. But good thing you had them. Sometimes the preparation takes a little longer than the actual mission, than the actual goal. But it's better to be well prepared, choose the path of least resistance, have the right tools, and then get in there and do it. And even if you don't use the tools, you were ready. You spent more time setting up, but what about if you did need all the tools? Or that one tool that you did take that you would have not taken had you not grabbed all the tools that you needed. So you want to set yourself up for success for even the tiniest goal. Let's say, I actually, straight up, I talked about this in the podcast. I'm going to use the same thing because I'm actually going to use it. Something that happens to me is that I always forget the grocery bags when I go to the grocery store. We use reusable ones, kind of cloth material. Bought them at the supermarket. They're great. I have 3 or 4 of them. I don't know how many I use. But every single time I go to the grocery store, I always forget my grocery bags, and I have to buy the bags that they have there. That's not a problem or anything, but just those bags are small and they don't fit the stuff that I need to get. And they're not as practical as the ones that I bought. The reusable ones are very practical. So I thought, and I swear I just talked about this in my podcast. It was the podcast version. It was like the idea, and I brainstormed, and I set myself up for success, and there it is. What would be the path of least resistance? The path of least resistance would first be buy the bags. Okay, well, you need the bags. You could go without the bags, but that would defeat the purpose. The path would be to own the bags, to have the bags. Make them, get them, buy them, whatever. Whatever means you need the bags first. Once you have the bags, that's the path of least resistance to get to the grocery store and have the bags. So now you have to take them. So to set myself up for success, like, how can I not forget them? I've tried leaving them in the car. Forget them there. Now I'm shopping. Now I'm in line. Now I'm ready to put the groceries on the conveyor belt so the young lady, the young man can scan them and I can pay. I don't have my bags because they're in the car. A lot of good they did me there because I left them in the back area. So when I got out, I forgot them. So I thought, okay, what do I always look at before I go? Yeah, it's so simple, and I'm laughing. That's why. Before I go to the store, I always look in the pantry and the refrigerator. I check if we have milk. I check if we have bread. I check if we have peanut butter. The stuff that we really love here that we eat on the daily almost. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a sign in the pantry on the door or a sign in the refrigerator, something that says bags. Don't forget the bags. So when I open the pantry and I see a sign that says the bags, maybe even print out a picture of the bag and stick it there, I'll say the bags. Even if they're sitting in the trunk, I'll go grab them and I'll put them in the front seat because it'll be fresh. I'm setting myself up for success to not forget the bags. Now you may think, man, this guy's tripping. What are you talking about? Just grocery store bags. What's the big deal of the grocery bags, and why do you need to set yourself up for success for the grocery bags? Because the thing about it that is, if you practice setting yourself up for success with the simple stuff, it's going to be routine. It's going to be muscle memory. It's going to be the norm for you to set yourself up for success with the little goals, with the little things that you're trying to accomplish. And guess what? When the big things that you want to accomplish, when the long-term or mid-term things that you want to accomplish come front line, it's not going to be nothing new to set yourself up for success. You're going to know, like, okay, when I have a goal, I usually do this, this, and this to get myself there. I've been doing it for the simple stuff, but not forgetting my shoes, not forgetting my running shoes when I go to the gym, not forgetting my towel, not forgetting the grocery store bags. Now I have a big goal. Now I wanna really focus on building my body, and it's gonna take 2 years. Oh, that's right. I set myself up for success. Okay, now I want to make start this new side hustle that's going to take me, 3 years to build or 2 years to build. I really got to work hard. All right. That's right. This is what I do. I set myself up for success. So you condition yourself for the small goals. So when you want to shoot for a big, meaty, large, huge goal, you're conditioned to do just that, to set yourself up for success. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys for clicking in. Thank you for watching. Anybody who stayed to the end, I really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of this. And that's going to do it for me. I told my story, and it came out exactly like I had planned yesterday. By just being patient and waiting and setting myself up for success, we knocked out a podcast, and I knocked out this very video right here as well. I hope it works. Give it a shot. And that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. And last thing, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.